Hi guys, so welcome to the episode with my mother of all episodes. It's the second time we're doing this, so we're both a bit like, exhausted. She's like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? But anyways, here we are. Hi mother.
Hi.
So I completely forgot what we did last time.
Even I don't remember.
You don't remember? So that's a good
all.
thing because I just thought that should I rewatch it or should we just like go as if it's like a fresh thing? And I think it's better just to go fresh, right?
Correct.
Yeah, good. Good thing that our memory is not great.
It's genetic.
Yeah, so like we're going to pretend like we're doing this for the first time.
Okay.
All right? Okay,
Great.
you look nice.
Thank you.
She's wearing my sister's necklace.
Yeah.
She left it last night because my daughter wanted to wear it and then I'm like, oh, cute, you're wearing it. Anyway.
But I wear all of your things. I share
I
everything.
live in your thing. If I didn't have access to your wardrobe, I think I'd be like clothless. Literally.
That's the great part, having daughters and granddaughters.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to
Best
jinx it, but like girls is like the best thing.
Best, yeah.
Especially if you're a girly girl. Yeah. Anyways, so, okay, let's start with what are you wearing today? What's your outfit of the day?
I created this myself. So what I do is...
Oh my God, you made this yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I do is this, I imagine a dress by material somewhere abroad or something, and then I get it back home. And then I create things. So this is a very simple shirt and a skirt.
So she creates a lot of the outfits she wears and that I end up wearing also. She makes herself in the basement of her house. She has a whole little like unit, like Cinderella. She's making things constantly. And actually, on my Instagram page, somebody had commented that who made that shalwar kameez I wore on Eid? So I was like, she's like, who's it by? So I said, oh, my mom made it. So she's like, can she make me one too?
I can make, but I don't sell.
So when I started Purnia's pop-up shop and we had our own labels selling at the shop, I was like, Mom, you design so well and you make clothes constantly for us. Why don't you design for the store? So like I pushed her and forced her. So she made a collection, but she was so uninterested. She couldn't be bothered if they're selling. She didn't want to make more. And why is that?
Because my mind doesn't work commercially. It works only when I'm doing it for my children or children's friends, somebody I know and I love. And then my mind works and I have their image in my head.
Yeah.
And like if I do for my Sofu, that's my granddaughter, her image is there in my head and I just create things according to my loved one.
So like basically her mind works for designing beautifully only if she knows the person.
I have to like them also.
I guess you love yourself the most because you make the most amazing outfits for yourself.
I'm totally in love with myself.
Yeah, and then I get to wear them, which is the best thing. That's the best thing about being the same size and the same shoe size. Like God has blessed me because I'm like mom's shoes like all the time. Like she bought these new, what I'm wearing today. I don't think she's ever worn them. I've worn them 3 times since she's bought them.
Yeah.
It's the best thing.
Good.
And now she makes matching outfits for her and her granddaughters and she leaves me and Sylvia out.
She's very jealous about it.
I know, because it'll be Eid and she'll be like, oh, me and Nora and Sophia are wearing matching outfits. And I'm like, oh, what about me and Sylvia? She's like, you guys figure it out.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. Can we clarify one thing also? There's a rumor, I don't know which, first of all, I don't even know why journalists are interested in you as such because... Exactly, but there's some online chatter and rumor that you were an actress.
Never. Today, who was asking me? My makeup artist.
Yeah.
He said, oh, ma'am, you were an actress and
Shut
you're
up.
a designer.
Achha.
I said, both I'm not.
Yeah, you are a designer.
Yeah, matlab,
Not commercially, but you are.
Yeah.
But actor you never were.
Never.
Although you were offered.
Yes.
When you were younger, you were offered, I guess, because, I mean, she is beautiful.
I had to save my life. I told my friend, I said, you will be a disaster with me, never.
But then you did want to act, did you?
In the beginning, but
Maybe
you want to do so
because
many
people
things.
put it in your head, or did you genuinely want to do it?
No, I really wanted to do it myself.
Yeah.
And I was interested in dancing. I come from a very conservative Pathan family, so I was not allowed to dance.
Yeah.
So when I got married, I got first thing in India, my freedom. I could do exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So first thing, I joined dance school.
You did Kathak?
Kathak.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoyed it. And my guru was a very, very fine lady. And then I said, okay, let me do acting also. I realized that I suck at acting. So very soon I realized and I said, okay, let's finish.
But you know, I think at that time, Mama, nobody knew that it's something that can be learned.
Yes.
It's a skill.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't have to be inborn. You can, like, learn it. Now there are, like, schools and workshops. And see, now there's so much access to, like, learn the skill and get better at it.
Correct.
I guess back in the day, for you guys, it was like either you could do it or not.
Yes. I think so. I don't know much about acting and how you go about it, but certainly I didn't know how to go about it.
But tell me the story. I mean, you've told me before, but for camera, that like it's such a cute story of how you imagined your life as like being able to do whatever fashion you wanted. You went for a movie with your brother.
Yes. So my brother, he's no more, and so I was not allowed to go for English movies again, not English and not Urdu or Hindi or whatever. Hindi to tha nahi, Pakistan mein. He loved me, and I bullied him, and I said, you have to take me. So he took me for a movie, and it was Audrey Hepburn's movie. And I will never forget that movie. So I told my brother, I must be all of 8 or 7. I just, because I could hardly understand English also. So I kept on saying, अब क्या हो रहा है? अब क्या कह रहे हैं? तो he said, अब नहीं लेके आऊँगा, अब कभी भी. You annoyed me so much. And I used to call him Lalle Bhai. So I said, Lalle Bhai, you know, when I'll grow up, I'm going to be like her.
And who was her?
Audrey Hepburn. So I said, he said, yeah, sure, why not? In my heart, I said, that's what's going to happen.
I think in growing up, before manifesting was like a trendy thing, and like every other person was doing it, she would always be like, I'm going to be doing this, you're going to be here, we're going to do this, and like, I'm going to have this kind of a house, I'm going to, she would just say it and believe it, and then it would happen eventually, you know?
No, I worked towards it.
You work towards it, but also like, I think putting it out is really important for your own self, maybe also, to work towards the goal.
I've realized you should always have a goal in your life, to be alive and to feel good about yourself. Because when you achieve that goal, because you're working towards it first, and then when you achieve that goal, you feel so good. Once you have achieved, then go for another goal. So I have 2-3 goals always in my life.
So what are your goals right now?
To see you very, very successful. I mean, you are successful, but no, to another level. So that is going to happen.
No pressure.
Inshallah. No, you don't have to. We all work towards it. And for myself, when everything is done, I have 2-3 small things. When that is done, then I'm going to become only working for people anywhere in the world. And it doesn't matter which religion, which country, whether my country hates it or that country. It doesn't matter. I want to be that one person who goes everywhere. I don't have to sit at home and do charity. And nobody wants your money. You know,
I mean, you've done that, so now you're over it.
But I am over
next stage.
It. Because my mother taught me that when you put your money, physically how much you put effort, it's as important or maybe more important. Money is also very important. Obviously, you cannot do anything without that. But your personal thing to do and do it yourself is the most important thing. Because the personal touch has to be there.
So that's what you want to do now? You want to physically be at places. That's nice. I think a lot of people, as they get older, once they have grandkids, a lot of them, I notice my friends' parents and relatives and stuff, they do start turning towards religion or charity.
I was always into religion.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like you see that more and more. But fashion is definitely going to be like on the top of your list.
200%. I don't want to become old ever. That's my first agenda.
You can grow old and still look beautiful. Those two things are possible. Like your idol, Audrey Hepburn. She actually grew old and she didn't do any work on her face.
I do all the work.
I know. I'm just saying that like she also still looked beautiful till the very end, right?
So she's still my top class thing.
She's still your idol?
Absolutely.
Who's your fashion icon in the world? Who else do you idolize for beauty and fashion?
My fashion icon was a creator, Lagerfeld.
Oh, Karl Lagerfeld.
Karl Lagerfeld.
Yeah.
And
he was your fashion icon.
He was my fashion icon, and he became my friend also. So I really enjoyed just being with him, around him. I learned so much from him. And small things. Like one accessory is good enough. Less is more, you know. And I fell in love with pearls with him.
That's true.
And I have like tons of pearls. And before I used to wear less pearls, and then he said, you can put layers and layers and layers, and I do it. But I do normally that when I'm abroad.
But then you don't do anything else then?
No.
Yeah, you're quite, I mean, I think our style is very similar. We don't tend to, we keep it quite simple, I would say. Yeah. Who's your beauty icon? Who's like beauty do you feel like, okay, I'll say for me, when I see somebody, like at 20, everybody looks good, okay? Everybody's skin is amazing and whatever, most people's. But when I see people aging and looking beautiful as they're aging and they're able to keep like their skin stunning and they're like take care of themselves. For me, that's like, oh wow, like Rekha ji. There are a lot of people, you know, who are aging so beautifully. So for me, those are icons. Because
Yeah.
I guess I want to be like that. I hope to be, you know, like that. So I find them icons. Who's your beauty icon?
I think Rekha.
Rekha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and she's aging beautifully. I like Neetu Singh also a lot.
She looks
She
fab,
looks
right?
stunning. I think for me, she was not stunning when she was young. Today, she's like, oh my God.
She's getting better and better with age.
Every time.
Yeah. I like people who, as they get older, they just get more
She's
and more
classy,
beautiful.
she's
Yeah.
beautiful, and she's vibrant.
Yeah.
And I love her.
What about in men?
Babil?
Yeah.
I like funkiness in him,
Yeah.
and yet...
Babil Khan is Irfan Khan's son.
Yeah, and this young kid creates his own things, and he's different.
Yeah.
And I love people who are not scared to
Be themselves
be
or experiment.
themselves and experiment. Why not?
Yeah.
Just do exactly what you want to do. And who cares whether somebody likes it or not?
Yeah.
You should like it. When I stand in the mirror, I should like myself.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Okay, so what fashion tips do you have? Do you have any fashion advice? Any fashion tips?
I just do exactly what I want to do. So that gets the best out of me.
You should just be yourself?
Yeah, and I love to be in Nanga Panga clothes. Everybody, oh, you're 60 years old or something. I said, I don't care.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't have friends who tell me what to do or what not to do. And the other thing is family I don't listen to.
Yeah.
So I do exactly what I want to do.
I regret teaching her this phrase, YOLO. I think I taught her like before COVID or around COVID. You live only once. Now,
yes.
every time she does something, I'm like, Mom, why are you doing this? Mom, like, she's like, YOLO, YOLO. That's her answer to me for everything. I'm like, why did I teach her this phrase? Why?
Correct.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But you truly believe it.
100%. For myself, for my children, and for my grandchildren.
So let's talk about inheritance in the sense of like heirlooms.
Okay.
You have daughters and granddaughters.
MashaAllah. Say.
Yes. So what is the concept of heirlooms? What did you get from your mother that you hope to pass on to your daughters and I think she's going to skip us actually. She's going to go pass it straight to her granddaughters.
Correct.
Yeah. So what do you hope to do? And what did you get and what do you hope to pass on? And what is this? Because it's such a part of our culture in India to like pass on things and legacy and family and, you know, so just tell me that.
I asked my mother to give me because my sister was not interested in, for her, they were old things. For me, they were vintage.
Yeah.
I knew the word vintage.
Yeah.
Angrezi aati thi ki nahi aati thi, but vintage aata tha.
You knew all the fashion terms.
Yeah, so I just asked my mother, I said, give me your old jewelry and your clothes. Because my mother belonged to Rampur. So अम्मा ने हमने उनके सारे कपड़े ले लिए फर्शी गरारे और ये जो आपने अपनी पहली शादी की मेहंदी पे भी पहना था.
Yeah. I've worn a lot of my grandmother's things. So Amma, who is my nani, used to wear gararas on a daily basis.
Yes,
she used to wear cotton gararas.
Yeah,
it's
और
amazing.
6 meter का दुपट्टा. So there is a way you take that. So I learned everything from my mom.
Yeah.
And my nani was there and she used to wear that and I used to idolize that. वो पहनती थी मलमल का कुर्ता, cotton का गरारा, and a beautiful bustier inside. It was never a slip. Because 6 meter के दुपट्टे से वो क्योंकि औरतें बाहर नहीं जाती थी रामपुर में.
So it didn't matter.
So it was only ladies. So it didn't matter. I learned that you have to make that beautiful bustier and then 6 meter का दुपट्टा. उसका तरीका है लेने का.
How did they work around the house with the 6 meter ka dupatta?
They never worked, darling.
Okay, they didn't work. But even to hang out?
No, it's very easy.
No?
I do it all the time.
Okay.
I just love it.
Yeah.
It's a way. There's a way how you
So from her, you got her gararas.
Yeah, and jewelry,
but
all old jewelry.
What did you learn from her about fashion?
You know, it's very strange. My mother didn't know the word fashion, but I actually got it from her. She didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. मगर जब वो कपड़े पहनती थी, her coordination and the way she used to put things together, I used to love it.
So she had a great sense of style.
And she was a fat lady, and I used to still wear her clothes.
Fat is inappropriate.
Okay, fine. She was healthy, whatever. But ultimately, it was fat.
Yeah.
So, घी मक्खन खाते थे तो पठान थे. So, हम सब fat थे. ये आपका हमें यहाँ आके dieting करो, तो exercise करो. We were all plumpish and fat.
That came later.
Proper cheeks I had.
Yeah.
Big ones, 1 kg when I got married.
Yeah.
Your father looked like my baby, you know. So anyway, so I got it from her and I loved her color coordination and the way she used to make simple hair, but all like this, center parting in a small bun. I loved it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm very sure I got it from her.
And then what do you hope to pass on to your grandchildren?
My wedding clothes, which you wore.
Yeah.
Again.
Your wedding clothes, your mother stitched by hand herself, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That's like so much love, right? That's amazing.
Correct.
Yeah.
She knew stitching and cooking and everything, and she was brilliant.
Yeah.
I cannot cook
but
or stitch, but I know how to go about it.
And you have a vision.
Yes.
Right? So I think that's what's important.
And my Master Ji is amazing because he understands my vision. Me and he work together.
But you and him, our Master Ji, have been together for like 20 years or something.
More than 20 years.
More than 20 years. So you guys are like, you have your own relationship
He's like my
going.
bacha.
You have your own relationship going.
100%.
Yeah. Teach this to us, because everybody in our generation and younger who are getting these beautiful things from our grandparents and parents, how do we preserve them and take care of them? Because that is quite a task.
So what you have to do is, again, learn from my mother. Malmal ke kapde mein, you know, the only person who was doing that when I got married and I came here, and I got introduced to Abu and Sandeep.
Yeah.
So
Abu Sandeep Khosla, who are designers.
जी.
Yeah.
So उन्होंने उनके कपड़े उस मलमल के कपड़े में आते थे. They were the only first people I saw besides myself. I'm sure हमारे छोटे शहरों में सभी करते हैं.
But
तो मतलब like a designer.
Yeah.
But that is the key. और कभी कपड़े जो हैं उनको हैंग नहीं करना है क्योंकि वो लटक जाते हैं.
Especially clothes with calm on it, with embroidery on it, because then the weight pulls it down and changes the shape.
So just fold them nicely, put paper and everything, और उस मलमल के कपड़े में रखें. But every summer, every winter, you have to take them out and you have उनको धूप लगानी है.
Like let it get some air for like a day.
Either do it for a day.
For a day, and then you pack it back.
Yeah.
And then you keep it in a cool, dry place, right?
Yes.
In our countries, cool, dry places are a very difficult place to find. But so that's how you take care of your heirloom and vintage.
Yes.
And how do you take care of old jewelry? Like,
I don't touch it.
You don't touch it?
I don't
you let
touch
it just take whatever shape and form it does.
Exactly. I don't touch my jewelry at all. Because anyway, I don't like the new look. हमें तो अच्छा लगता है. आपका heirloom और vintage का मतलब क्या है?
It should look vintage.
It should look vintage.
Yeah.
उसको नया करने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Another thing I learned also is that you can't dry clean and clean them too often, your vintage clothes, because that damages the clothes, right? So even if it gets a little dirty, like usually at the bottom, especially ghararas, because they trail the floor, it can catch a little dirt and all, but wear it a bunch of times before you dry clean, because that also damages, right?
हम तो धुलवाते ही नहीं है.
I know.
साल में 2 साल में एक बार पहनना होता है तो आपको धुलवाने की जरूरत ही नहीं है.
Yeah.
Don't touch them.
It's the less you touch it, the
Because
better
this is all
it is.
pure zari. तो आप उसको हाथ लगाते हैं और वो.
But even like cotton and all, like old embroidery, it gets damaged in like the process of cleaning sometimes, right? Let's go over your favorite designers.
So my first rule is that never go for a fashion show or something of a designer who you don't wear. Because what I think is this, that you're taking a deserving person's seat.
Who might give them business?
Of course. And they actually love them and they want to, I love a lot of designers. Or buy them. Because abroad, when you go to the couture show, the first row they always give preference to their buyers.
Yeah.
And of course, celebrities and the clients. But their first thing is clients.
Yeah.
So never take a seat of somebody else deserves that seat. That's my first rule. My favorite is Celine. I like Brunello Cucinelli. That's my favorite.
Brunello
Cucinelli. Giorgio Armani. Again, my favorite classic.
Yeah.
And we went and met him together.
Yeah.
And a fine gentleman and a genius. I love him.
And also, like Giorgio Armani, what is really inspiring about him is that he actually started his career very late in life.
Yes.
I think, if I'm not wrong, I think in his late 30s or 40 is when he started, which is so inspirational because it's like you're never too old to start anything.
Thank
right?
God you said that.
And now he's so huge. I mean,
जी, और शुक्र है कि आपने ये बात कही क्योंकि I keep on telling her that there is no age bar.
Yeah.
If I'm 60 today and tomorrow if I feel like acting, I will do it.
Also, like sometimes when you grow a little older and you have experience and you have perspective, you can do a lot better with a lot of work.
Correct.
Because you bring that to the table, right? Okay, so in India, who do you love?
Okay, I wear Sabya a lot.
She is quite obsessed with Sabya. So she never obviously buys his bridal because where is she going to wear a bridal lehenga?
No, for Sylvia's wedding, so I did that also.
Oh, she bought a bridal lehenga for mine.
For yours.
And then I wore it again for Sylvie's.
Yeah.
But you bought bridal also for him. But Like a lot of his other stuff, like the Pret, like the stuff that is more daily, she goes to the men's section and buys kurtas from Sabya and then like kind of like alters it to herself, to her liking.
I do that.
What do you like about Sabya? Why are you obsessed with it?
I love the way he creates things and the color combinations. Oh my God, the way he puts 2 into 2, his imagination is different.
Yeah.
It's not only beige and white. And
he uses color a lot. And in fact,
so
you and I don't really wear color that much. We like to be quite monochrome.
He's the only guy who makes me wear colors.
Okay.
I love it.
You wear colors because of Sabya.
Yeah.
That's a compliment. I think that's nice.
Not because of him. He has made me do that. He creates something so beautiful.
Exactly.
It has to be pleasing to my eyes.
Yeah.
The moment instantly when I like something, I pick up. That's another thing I've learned. If you like something that much, never leave it in the shop.
Okay.
Because next time when you go, you don't get it.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then who else? Besides Sabya, who do you love?
Tarun and Abu were my favorite. Tarun is a dear friend of mine. He's going to kill me when I'm going to say this. But I am not into heavy clothes. I buy Tarun now also, but not much because I like casual, like this.
Yeah. You want to wear practical clothes.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like when you're younger now, you have a lot of occasions and a lot of places to wear heavy clothes.
Correct.
All your friends are getting married. Your friends' siblings are getting married. And then you have a lot of energy also to go to 8 Diwali parties and wear eight different outfits. When you get to your 30s, that gets less. And as you get older, it gets less and less and less. And then, exactly. Then you're not going anywhere to wear these heavy clothes. Twice in a year, you'll go to an occasion where it's like you need something super heavy, right? So that's what changes, I think, with age also. Right? Yeah. But I'm really happy I have access to this vintage Abu Sandeep and Tarun because those pieces are amazing.
I have preserved them.
And she's kept them very well.
So well. Yeah. But I have to give it there to Tarun.
Yeah.
Tarun, when he gave me my chicken curry sari 25 years back or 30 years back, in those times, he gave me a wooden box.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful vintage looking wooden box and very nicely again in Malmal ka kapra and beautifully done. I still have those. Those boxes are like a piece of art. So I kept it in my closet where everybody can see it.
Yeah.
So it's that beautiful. Tarun is very classy.
Very tasteful.
Very tasteful. I mean, you can't take that away.
Of course.
And Abu and Sandeep, I used to wear them a lot, but I think I don't see their casuals anymore. So obviously I'm not
into
heavy
clothes you're not into. No. So if you had to say in like one word what fashion and style means to you, what would that be? Or like in a sentence?
Just be yourself.
That's it.
Just do exactly what you want to do and how you want to look. Never worry about anybody on this earth.
Do you have like a thing that you hate? Like absolutely, this thing in fashion, I hate it when people do this. Or I don't like this.
No, I don't hate anything because I think that's what they want to do. And it's coming from their heart. I love your Urfi Javed.
Yeah.
Because everybody says derogatory words for that child. And I don't think so. I like her and I follow her. And I said, listen, this kid puts her mind into creating those things, whatever she creates.
Yeah.
She's
very creative. Yeah.
I love her. I think at least she's using her mind and she doesn't give a damn what people are saying about her. And I had to write a comment for her. I said, don't worry about the whole world.
My mother,
I love you the way you are.
From her Finsta on Instagram is constantly commenting on everybody. Oh, beautiful child. I love this. And then anybody who's like, any post which is anti like peace or like, anything on war, she's always like commenting and she's asking me for spellings. I'm like, what are you writing now? She's like, how do you spell this? I want to write this. I'm like, Mom, please control yourself. You can't be trolling people. It's hilarious. So you like Urfi?
Yes, I like her.
First of all, she has a point of view. I can respect people who have a point of view.
Correct.
And she's pretty bold and it takes a certain amount of bravery to do what she does.
She doesn't give a damn what people are saying. People say very, very mean and derogatory
I think people online are mean only. Like a lot of people are just sitting there because they have nothing better to do and they're mean. Yeah.
But I like her. I love her.
What are the films that you have watched over the years that you feel like you really felt like that the fashion and the style was on point?
Sonam Kapoor's first movie, which you styled.
No, it was not her first movie, but Aisha.
I don't know.
But you can't talk about Aisha, Mom, because everyone's going to think you're biased because I did the costumes. Yeah.
Nobody can be honest also.
Okay, chalo, Aisha, but what else?
Emily in Paris.
You like Emily in Paris?
I love it.
It's a show on Netflix. Do you like it?
I love it. I love it. And
what do you like about it?
I like it. I like her stylist who's styling her and everything. And she also thinks out of the box. I have no do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
maybe personally I like simple colors or something, but sometimes I wear sabya and I wear vibrant colors and everything.
Yeah.
So there's nothing no and yes. I do everything.
Yeah.
But I have to like it.
I think a lot of times when people have nothing to say about you, when they have nothing against you, the only thing they can talk about is an age, especially for women. You know, those people who say that, okay, you're a certain age, you shouldn't be wearing this.
They want to comment.
Yeah.
I am 60 years old and I love to be naked all the time.
Yeah.
I wear minimum clothes, but I love it.
Yeah.
And who cares what they say?
Do you think your fitness is what is giving you the confidence, or it's just an inherent confidence?
I was plumpish and I used to wear all this.
Okay, so you always had this confidence?
I don't care whether I'm for everybody, all the girls and boys and everything, whether you're fat, you're slim, you're thin, anything. You can wear exactly what you want. If the bulge is coming, let it come. It should make you look beautiful. If you feel comfortable,
it doesn't matter.
If you feel comfortable, you look always good.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong.
Exactly.
Why people wear saris and everything, and the bulge is coming out, they look beautiful.
It's so funny how trolling happens. Women of all ages are wearing saris with short blouses. Their stomachs are showing.
They look beautiful.
And of course they look beautiful, and people are okay with that because culturally saris are accepted in our society. But if the same woman at 60 is wearing a crop top and the same amount of stomach is showing, they will make a comment about it. It's so funny, but the skin show is almost the same.
But who are they? Moral police? And who cares?
Exactly, I know, but it's funny. It's going back to your fitness. As you mentioned, you were never this fit when you were young.
No.
I think you took for granted maybe that you're beautiful and young and whatever. That a lot of people take for granted. As you got older, you got fitter and fitter. Now in your 60s, I think you're at your fittest.
Yes.
Right? So can you give some fitness tips for people who are getting older? Also beauty tips, like how do you take care of yourself? Like you've admitted you've gotten some work done, but that cannot fix the texture of your skin. The texture of your skin is very good, right? So what do you do for beauty? What do you do for fitness?
My daily routine is that I don't put any makeup. It's just moisturize and everything. And you know, darling, you don't have to be rich and poor to use these creams and everything. India makes beautiful creams.
And India has nice natural products
Natural
too.
products.
Like I do a haldi dahi mask.
Yeah, Powder Room and Vani Khosla has made my life so easy now that once in a while also I don't have to do it. First thing, that as natural as you are, you look the most beautiful.
Why? Because your skin gets to breathe?
Yes.
And you shouldn't wear makeup because your skin needs that. Yeah.
Darling, I don't know the scientific reason or something. I just know that I feel good about it.
You feel good, yeah.
And the other thing is that exercise and everything, obviously when you're getting old, your skin is hanging and everything. And I didn't want that for myself. I don't know wrong or right, but I did it for fashion because I'm crazy about fashion.
You wanted your clothes to look good on you?
My clothes to look super hot on me. For that, I started working out very well.
Yeah.
And then Sylvia, my younger daughter, helped me and she told me that as you're aging, you need to do weights because that will help you. You'll not have...
Which she doesn't do herself, by the way. She only advises.
Yeah.
That
toned my body. And
so you do a lot of weight training?
Yes, I do.
That's your fitness regime, a lot of weight training?
And I have to give credit to my Alpana, who's my trainer. And the way she works hard on me. It's a total high for me.
How often, so they like every so often, because I see Alpana do it, she measures mom, like to see how many inches she's lost. Yeah. How often do you measure yourself?
Once a month.
I don't think I've ever measured myself. And then how often do you weigh yourself?
Every single day of my life.
Every day you weigh yourself?
Morning. Yeah.
That'd be so stressful because sometimes you eat a nice meal and then it's like...
No. So you know that you're 500 grams upar ya ek. Then you take care after 1 or 2 meals and then you're fine.
So you weigh yourself every day, you measure yourself every month.
Yeah.
So you're really keeping yourself in check, like by these things also, right? Because you know if you've gone up or down or what the deal is.
Yeah.
So what are the different places that you've traveled to and what have you learned from those places? Any places where you feel like in particular you've loved like the fashion there?
Italy.
You love Italy?
I love Italy.
I think you like the people.
Yes. And they are very fashionable. They are just...
What is it about Italians and fashion? Yeah.
And naturally they are good looking. It's a very good looking race. And then they are... Even if they're coming out in the morning with a t-shirt and pajama, they have something nice, trendy in shoes or they're just trendy inherently. That's
inherently like
they're just
stylish.
So fashionable anywhere you go. And they are so vibrant and fun, like Indians, you know, like, and very hospitable, full of life, hospitable and good people and beautiful.
Do you pick up things from people? Like when you travel, like you say that, oh, I love the way she wore that. I'm going to do that.
I do that
oh my
all
God.
the time.
There was a friend of mine.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Shweta, she knows this already. We've told her several times. She came to my Eid party.
Yeah.
eat lunch in a particular dress and bag and shoes and whatever. And my mom was like, oh my God, who's that friend? I love everything she's wearing. She has gone to the shop and bought the whole outfit head to toe. I'm like, you are so embarrassing.
First, I gave her a compliment.
Yeah,
I said, you look so chic.
Yeah.
And then I went, and it was the last season or 2 seasons before that. So I went to this guy who's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I'll not take the name of the shop. And then I told him, I said, I explained him the dress. He said, maybe I have this one piece in LA. I said, get it. And he got it. It was not my size. I fixed it to my size. And I said, just get it.
So you pick up things from people and you learn things.
And like how? First of all, another thing I learned from my mother. अगर आपको किसी की कोई चीज़ पसंद है, आप उसी वक्त जाइए और उनको बताइए कि this is what I like about you. And if you don't like anything about somebody, keep your mouth shut.
This is a very nice thing because, you know, sometimes you could see someone and you think that they have everything going for them and whatever, they look beautiful, but you don't know what people are going through. And just that one compliment that, oh, like your hair is so beautiful, or I love the way you're wearing this.
Whatever you like about another
person. It could change their whole day, right?
Yeah, correct. I was going for lunch with my nephew in London. And this gentleman, beautiful guy, he must be in his 50s or something, wearing for lunch linen trousers and a crushed linen shirt. He just looked so handsome. I left my lunch, I went up to him and I told him, I said, do you know how handsome you're looking? I had to come and tell you this. He said, you made my day. I said, I'm so happy just to look at you. You made my day. So my nephew said, Aunt Nasreen, because he's Gora, so he said, Aunt Nasreen, he'll think that you're coming on to him. I said, darling, do I care?
I guess like with age, these things don't matter at all.
And another guy, who I really like, is John Abraham. He is such a handsome boy.
I think it's just
he just wears chappals, flip-flops, and jeans, and a t-shirt. And he looks so hot.
He's also aging so well. And I remember, I think on Kapil Sharma's show or something, he told me that he said the last time he had like a dessert was like, I don't know, many, many years ago.
Discipline.
So he's really working hard towards looking good. Yeah.
And why not?
What are the best things you've learned in life about fashion, about being a woman, about family?
I was the 6th child from the family. I was the youngest.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of time to see my sister and everybody, what all happened to them, the girls of my family. And they suffered a lot because they had no freedom. So I did a tick mark for myself. I said, okay, when my sister got married, they never even asked her that you want to marry this guy or not. She was very upset. And so I told her, I was 12 years old. I said, but why don't you go and tell them that this is 2 days before she was getting married. She said, no, it's too late and everything. So I said, okay then. But I made a thing in my head, I will never let them do this to me.
Yeah.
And then I realized that everything there was a disparity between boys and the girls. I sucked at studies. So हमें तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. But my sister was brilliant in studies. All the boys went to America for higher education. She wanted to go. So my mother and everybody said, लड़कियाँ नहीं जाएंगी. So I made a mental note that my daughters will go to the American school and they will go for higher education in America.
Because that time, that was like a goal, right?
Yeah, you were the first
in India and Pakistan. Like it was like a big deal to send your child abroad to school.
Girls especially.
Girls, yeah.
Boys were all going.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, in my head, I knew this is not fair. And I'm never going to let anybody be unfair with me. That was first lesson. Second thing is, oh my God, I was engaged to this ass who was my flying instructor. Now, please
She was a pilot, super young.
So
That's very cool.
Don't cut that. So I learned such a lesson from him. So I was engaged to him because, you know, when you are 16, 18, you are in this filmy world ke खूबसूरत है, good looking है, handsome है, pilot है, guitar बजाते हैं, गाना गाते हैं. So all that nonsense you like, except for that he's a good human being or not. We are all idiots in that. We know most of the girls.
Yeah.
So I said, उनसे engagement कर ली शौक में. 3 साल में उन्होंने हमारा हलवा हलीदा कर दिया. अच्छी लड़कियां जहाज नहीं उड़ाती, अच्छी लड़कियां के बाल छोटे नहीं होने चाहिए, अच्छी लड़कियां कार नहीं चलाती. To cut the long story short, after 3 years, I just dropped him.
Yeah.
And I came to India, and Moin, your father, and my husband, and me are childhood friends from the age of 6. And I just went to him and I said, listen, I don't know any other guy so well. You're the only guy friend I was allowed. I want to marry you. He said, I loved you all my life. I thought you'll never marry me. That's why I never asked. I said, it doesn't matter. I asked you.
Yeah.
And we got married in 6 months.
Yeah.
And God, that I learned from that relationship that I will never allow anybody to bully me or to tell me what to do in my life.
Yeah.
If I am not a achhi ladki, too bad. I don't mind being a buri ladki. You know?
Yeah.
I'd rather be myself and
You'd
happy.
rather be a happy ladki.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what have you learned in life about honing style, about developing your style, discovering your style?
No school, no college, no art school can teach you what you see and when you meet people. And age, no bar.
Yeah.
I can learn from a 10-year-old kid also. I can learn from an 80-year-old woman also. I can learn from anybody and everybody. Be open to it.
Yeah.
And I try everything. And sometimes it misfires also. It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
How does it matter? One day you don't look good. Who cares?
What is the worst outfit you've worn in your life?
I don't think so. I've ever worn a worse outfit.
No, come on. Don't you think back and I think back to some outfits from college. Don't you think back and be like, oh damn, that was like
I did
not cute.
all the stupid cheap fashion I did. I colored my hair in blue color and everything, but I liked it.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Her fashion low moment in life.
Yeah.
I don't know how old I was.
I
think
liked it.
We were like 10 and 8, Sylvia and I, and we went to Singapore and she's like, oh, I'm going to go get my hair done. So we said, cool. She came back, she had cut her hair super short and she had dyed it white.
Yeah.
She was in her late 20s.
And the blue tail.
Or like early 30s. And we were like, why would you, like everybody who has white hair in age, like they try and dye their hair back to like brown or black. You have voluntarily gone with brown hair and dyed it white.
And the blue tail.
Yeah, and it had a blue tail and she thought it was so cool. And she asked us how she looked. I was trying to be polite and be like, no, mama, it's okay. Don't worry. It's not that bad. And my dad and sister were like, oh, it is terrible. That was a fashion low, man. That was a low.
I loved it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who cares what everybody else thinks? I was loving it.
Yeah, true. Amazing. Okay, I'm sorry that I forced you to do this twice.
It's okay.
Yeah. Now that the room is cooling, we're feeling a little better.
Again, because like I said, I suck at acting. And she doesn't
You're
let
not
me...
acting. You're having a conversation with me.
Yeah, but she doesn't let me say most of the things.
Because, Mama, we cannot be mean to people on camera.
I'm not being mean.
Yeah, but you don't realize it. Sometimes it's mean. Okay, just do a cheers with me and let's call it a day.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.